All right, all right. Okay. It's only showing Facebook and YouTube, is that correct?
Yeah, so it's also going to be on TikTok and Instagram,
Uh-huh.
but you might not see.
Any of those. Okay. All right, we're just gonna wait for some people to join on in. I'm seeing that a couple of y'all are joining. Let's give it a second before we get started. For those of you who are here, we're doing something a little bit different today. As you can tell, it's just me today, no Andy, but we have a very, very special guest. So yeah, we'll just give it a couple of minutes to let people join on in, and then we'll get started. And I'll let y'all know what we're going to be doing today. Hello, Jeffrey. See a lot of y'all are coming in from Facebook.
Fair family love.
Hello, Fair Family. Did y'all see the drop on Wednesday for Storybook? Did you guys get anything good? Are you planning on getting anything good?
Hey, Lauren.
All right, I'll just give it another like 30 seconds and then we are able to jump on in.
Yeah, Storybook was amazing. Everyone just had such a great response. It made me so super excited.
Yeah, so much love for Storybook, and there are so many top frames in this collection that are absolutely amazing. I'm wearing one today. I'm wearing the Glinda's Bubbles, which loved little bubble moment.
Who doesn't? Who likes that
No.
little whimsy, magical feel?
Very whimsical, yeah. All right. Okay, we can get started. I'm seeing a lot of y'all piling on in. Like I said, for those of you who have just joined us, this is going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. We're not going to be necessarily talking about a collection today, but instead we have our very own Emily here to talk about all things creativity and all things design at Pair, and also, talk a little bit about being a woman in creativity. So as y'all know, we are coming to the end of Women's History Month. So, just a great way to round out the month and, get some insight from one of our women in leadership. So, Emily, I'm going to have you go ahead and introduce yourself. Just let the people know your name, your title, and where you're currently located.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, I would like to thank Nancy and Travis and Pear for putting this all together. And everyone who is here and watching, big thank you for joining us. I am honored to be here and spotlighted. This is my first time live. I'm usually the one sitting behind and watching Nancy and Andy going live and just enjoying the entertainment. So it's definitely a change of view, but I'm really excited to be here. I am Emily Gertstein. I'm VP of Merchandising and Product Development, and I am based here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Amazing. Yeah, just before we get started, I'm gonna throw out one really big, generally vague question. Just how did you get started working in creative? What kind of sparked your interest to be in a creative field?
Yeah, I would start it off with my mom. So when I was a kid, my mom was really into crafting, and that's from like a little bit of everything. So she was like quilting, basket making, weaving, knitting, and she really nurtured that side for me. And I think like what really sparked my career was when I was in school. So I mostly went to private parochial schools for middle school, and when I was able to go to public school to paint a little bit better picture of like young Emily in my youth, I was very nerdy. I would wear those awkward rim glasses that did not compliment my face by any means. I was a little bit of a tomboy. I got teased on being different. And believe it or not, I was a little bit more on the quiet side. I've definitely come out of that shell, and that's how I'm here today to speak to you and the Pear family. But back to the story. My older sister Becky, she really took it upon herself to make sure I was cool or fit in a little bit better at school. So at that time, she worked at Victoria's Secret at one of the local stores, and Victoria's Secret was also under the umbrella Limited and Limited Too. And so, you know, we were able to get discounts for that companies. And so what that means for my mom, anything discounts was like a big win for her. And so this was my first shopping spree in 6th grade for back to school. And that pretty much changed my life forever. I came out with bagfuls of new clothes for the year. I came from a big family, so we had a lot of like hand me downs. So this was definitely like a big moment in my life. And I remember going for the first day of school, I rocked these dip dye, glitter sparkle, frayed hem, bell bottom denim jeans with a white top. And it was like I got so many compliments, and all of a sudden I started a new trend. Like all of a sudden I started seeing other girls in school started to rock my denim jeans. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and I'm cool now. And that really just sparked that, like that fashion found me, and really from there on, I've been working in the fashion industry ever since.
That's incredible. I love the idea of dip-dyed bell-bottom jeans. I can only imagine what that would like look like in a space now. And I would love to have that trend brought back. So if you ever get another pair of dip-dyed bell-bottom jeans, just, take some photos. Maybe we can
I'll
start
rock them
trend.
in the office. I'll rock
Yeah,
them in the
bring it
office.
to the office. We can all get dip-dyed bell-bottom jeans.
If only I could fit into those bell bottom jeans.
Limited Too is such a great space. I remember getting so many clothes from Limited Too, and I think they were also like sister companies with Justice, which came
Oh.
around in the early 2000s. That's amazing. Um, yeah, that's so incredible. I love that, you kind of came from a creative background and it's been with you since childhood, and now you're VP of merchandising at this company. So how did you get started? Like, how did you get to pair? Um, you, we spoke about this a little bit before. You have a really diverse background in fashion and design. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, and then kind of like how you ended up in pair eyewear?
Yeah. So it all started back in college. So I went to Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. Also, Nancy, I know you're also an
Yeah.
alumni as well. So have to represent my FITers. My background in general, though, came from women's wear. So in the beginning, I was working in private label. And during the financial crash in 2007, 2008, I was laid off. And I was able to find a new job at Oshkosh Bagosh in kidswear. And that's really when I started to come out of my shell in design, in creative, and really enjoyed and loved designing kidswear. You know, there's a certain whimsy, fun feeling when you're designing kids. If you look at women's wear and men's wear, it's more conservative, it's a little bit more serious. So I really just enjoyed kids wear. It was just like, oh, unicorns, flowers, yes, yes, please. And so from there on, I've been working in corporate for most of my career. So about half of my career was full time. And in the meantime, I was also a consultant freelancing for the other half. So I've worked with various clients and really had a different multiple of mediums. So, for example, I was a hard and soft home for Martha Stewart, and companies like Bed Bath and Beyond and Birch Lane, to kids wear and accessories for Gymboree, Gap. Even worked in hosieries, designing socks, underwear, the Gambit under Kaiser Roth, where they owned Hue, and all of like if you go in a CVS Walgreens store, like all those socks and hosieries down that aisle lane, that was all from them as well. So did a little bit of everything, and then lastly, I even designed like leather handbags too, and displays. It was kind of like anything that kind of came into my purview. I'm like, oh, haven't tried that yet. Yes, I want to do that. And so, and Belk was my last position before I came here. So I oversaw kids and men's. So I actually never worked in the eyewear space before, but I'm not, I've been wearing glasses ever since I was a young kid. So I really have an understanding of what works, what doesn't. I also have a very wide and round face, so really finding a pair of glasses is always really hard for me. So I always like lean more on like the men's or even sunglass frames just because I like the fit and the style. So I do have experience as a consumer. So when I first joined Pair back in 2019, Nathan actually cold emailed me. So Nathan is one of our co-founders. And he did a cold email on LinkedIn. He's like, "Hey, I work in kids wear. Would you be interested in designing kids glasses?" And I love trying, coming up with different designs and being able to apply the designs to different categories. And for glasses, I mean, we're our own category. This is the beauty of Pair, right? We're our own category. And I was like, never done glasses before. I wear glasses. Yes, sign me up. I want like, let's do it. So
Yeah.
that's how I ended up at Pair. It's been a great journey ever since.
That's incredible. I can't believe Nathan cold emailed you.
It was just like no recruiter. It was just like, hey, I'm Nathan.
I mean, it worked out so well because now, you're working here, you've done some amazing designs, and
Thank
you
you.
truly like served as an amazing leader with your team, with other teams. So I wanted to know, what does it mean to be a woman in leadership, specifically more of a woman in creative leadership? Have you had any challenges prior, with the stigma of working in the creative field? And did you have any mentors that kind of guided you through your creative career path?
Yeah. I think being an Asian and being a woman in the leadership is pretty amazing. And I hope we continue to see more of it. I hope that more exposure of diversity, of women, it will just send a powerful message that it doesn't matter where you're from, your background, your what you identify as, that if you believe in yourself and you push yourself, you too can be anything that you want to be. And I hope this sparks the youth, and I hope to trailblaze like other fabulous women before me, that there will be a time when there's just equal opportunity for all. For me personally, I've been really fortunate. I've had multiple mentors and support, but specifically my former boss, Kiko. She's been one of my rocks since the very beginning. She was the one who hired me back at Oshkosh B'gosh, and she's always just supported and believed in me. And I wouldn't be here today without her. She's actually one of our designers, of one of our freelancers here at Pair, and I'm just super excited that she's able to be on the team and just help us out. She's fantastic. She has her own company. It's called lollygag.co. And she supports other women too, and other local women artists for her Heart and Soft Home. And she also comes up with like these really tasty recipes. So definitely take a look at her website, check her out, buy some things because they're amazing. The shashuka is definitely like drool worthy. Um, but I do want to touch on mentorship. I think the biggest advice I would say is try to get a mentor. And if you cannot find one, then find your tribe, and when I say tribe, you want to find people who you could really bounce ideas off, be vulnerable to, ask advice to, really being that sounding board. They say it takes a village. It is 100% true. Like, it is okay to learn and be vulnerable and really have a really great support. And, even and I think that if you also have industry colleagues, it's super important, especially in any industry, but specifically in creative. This way you can make sure you're being leveled, you understand your industry, you understand salaries and expectations, and then in the end, you'll also understand your worth. So I think having someone, any kind of mentorship or a tribe or a good friend base, family, anything that can help and nurture and support you is what you should always strive to. It really does help.
That's amazing. Yeah, and that's great advice for especially young women who are looking to pursue a creative field and a creative background. Looking for your tribe, I think that's very important. I love that. I think it's just so like grounding to be able to find people who resonate with you and share similar experiences, that can also help you get through your career and help you grow as a person, both professionally and personally.
Yeah, it's like a win-win.
Yeah. Amazing. All right. Well, that was kind of it on the side of, leadership and creative. I wanted to get into a couple of topics just about like pair and your time working here and kind of, talk about collections a little bit as a general scape. So I wanted to ask for these collections, where do you typically get your inspiration from and kind of what does that process look like from, conceptualization to the customer's faces?
Yeah, so that is an excellent question. I would say everywhere. We are looking at trends and color, and it's really what we're seeing globally, locally, and really just seeing what's influencing us, right? And what are you wearing today? Or who is that person walking down the street who's rocking this fabulous outfit? I think that inspiration comes from all over. There's not a lights on moment. It's not a 9 to 5. When you're in creative, it's all around you. Like I've been a little known for taking random pictures of people in my walkabouts and been like, "Ooh, I love your outfit. Can I take a picture of you?" And I'll send it over to my team and be like, "Love this. Like, here's some inspiration." And I would say, but one of my favorite points of inspiration is museums. So go see your local museum. And when you travel, go take a look at what exhibitions they are. I mean, it's so powerful what these museums can have, and just their exhibitions is truly powerful. And we get a lot of inspiration from there too. Um, you know, I think that for us, like, I think one amazing thing about this pair family is that we listen. One thing, we listen and we see all of your posts and comments, and you are our top priority. When we're putting together a concept for a collection, we have the customer in our mind all the time. We're listening. We are, when we're concepting a theme, we really try to think of a vast, big theme, a majority where everyone can really relate to identify to. And then we cast this wide net. Once we have that theme, like storybook, then we cast this net, and we really believe in being very inclusive. So we really try, we know our customers love matching like head to toe. Like, we see the nails done, the earrings, the accessories, the Apple Watch bands, and all the tops and outfits, and they love all that matchback look. So we're able to really create a bucket of designs to help match back, but also just have some fun to really encapsulate that, like, really fun whimsy designs as well that our customers really enjoy. So, we really try to be as inclusive as possible, and really have a little bit of a mix of everything for everyone.
That's awesome. And going off of that, do you have any favorites from collections? Do you have favorite collections? And do you have favorite top frames from those collections?
Oh, yes, there's a lot of goodies. Some of my favorite ones. So actually, Express Yourself. That was last year. This was a total new concept and idea, and I think it's really interesting the way that everyone here loves pair. And we're so different from the apparel or retail side. Like when I said earlier, women's wear is more conservative. People are not rocking Wonder Woman tops, right? People aren't rocking these campers, these kitschy campers that, everyone really likes to enjoy. So, thinking about these themes, we started to really branch out a little bit. And with Express Yourself, this was such a new concept. Like, I remember having to sell Sophia. Sophia is our other co-founder. And I'm like, so the idea here is the joy, like what brings people joy, and how can we encapsulate all these things into a design, into a top frame, right? And so, you know, we are able to do like cat and dog yoga, mandalas, lotus flowers, games, crafts. So it really became this like hodgepodge of like hobbyists and enthusiasts. And it was just really fun. And we kind of just did this great test. And we were just overblown by how the success of it, and people really resonated to that. So I thought that was really cool, because that was like the first time we really kind of like dipped our toe out and trying something new. And I thought that was really, really great.
I do love the express yourself frames. I still like all of those little tiny design, like the knitting, and I think there's the coffee cups are in that collection,
Mhm.
right?
Oh,
Love
yeah,
the
keep
coffee
the
cups.
coffee, start of the morning.
Yeah. Awesome. And then just the last thing, I just wanted to talk through some of the designs from some collections that are currently on site. So we spoke about this a little bit beforehand, but I wanted to deep dive into these top frames. So I have three designs, and the first one I have is the Cast of Oz. This is from the Storybook Collection. Can you tell me a little bit about this design and kind of like the message
Yeah.
behind it, and the
So
inspiration?
yeah, the Casabah. So I love this design. Being an inclusive company, I think we really take pride in making sure we represent all ethnicities. So I think it's really important for people to be able to see people of their skin tone to be represented and just have more exposure. So every time we design any characters or any people, we really take that into consideration. So I thought this was a really well done illustration of the cast and really our interpretation of what the cast of Oz is to us. So
Yeah.
this is one of my favorites. I
Yeah,
thought that our illustrator was fantastic.
yeah, you can see all of the different characters from The Wizard of Oz in there, and, they're all different. It's the same outfit, but it shows that anyone can be Dorothy.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
really cool.
Anyone can be the Wicked Witch.
Exactly.
Everyone loves a good villain.
Yeah. Love a good villain moment. Next up in front, I have this is the Mad Hatter, so also from Storybook, but from the Alice in Wonderland side.
So this is one of my fun and quirky cosplay moments. It's a fantastic villain. You love this character. It's a like complete cosplay moment. And I really thought the design team did a fantastic job with this. Even the subtle detail. So if you look at one of the end pieces, it says 10 by 6, and it refers to from an English illustrator, John Innial, and he depicted the cost of the hat was 10 shillings and 6 pence. And then later, up to this day now, we celebrate that month and the day for Mad Hatter Day. So I just also would love to give a big shout out to the design team. I think that they are so talented. It's incredible to see what they're able to do in such a small real estate.
Yeah.
We're talking about millimeters, and they're really able to tell a beautiful story in our toppers. And I think they do a great job.
Oh yeah. All of the top frames, whenever I'm like looking at them and I'm doing content for them, I'm just like, there are so many details in here. Like the collection that I was looking at today, I was like, there are so many little things in here that I definitely wouldn't notice right off the bat. So there's always something to go back to and look for, I feel like.
I know it's like a little hidden treasure on your tops.
Yeah, it's very I Spy,
Yeah, exactly.
And then the last one that we have here, this is actually from Rodeo. This is the equestrian.
Yep. So this is one of my personal favorites. I am just a big horse lover, enthusiast, anything horses. I mean, I even love the smell of them. I know it's weird, but I do. I just think that they're beautiful and mystical beasts. So this was our take on bridles and bits and stirrups and really just wanted to show a more elevated look for our customers. But this is one of my personal favorites.
I love this. I love the white base on this. It's so bright, but because it's on a white base, you can still see all of that detail from like
Mhm.
farther away.
I know they just did a fantastic job. Like I love even just the way the straps come and flow within the top. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, the design team continues to kill it. Every single collection, they
They
always do
do.
so well.
I
It
it,
is
I love. I think that's one of the best pieces of what I do is being able just it's like a surprise. They start concepting and you see what they're being to, but then when you see the finished product, you're like, whoa, this is awesome. This is beautiful.
Yeah, incredible. And this was an incredible conversation to have about design, about pair, about being a woman in leadership. So thank you so much for coming on and, getting to chat with us, and also let the people know who you are and kind of what you do. It's always great to put a face to a name.
Yes, I know Andy might have referred to me multiple times because I might have drilled some design influence in him. So he's always like, Emily. So now you guys all see who Emily is.
But yeah, we'll just about end it there. Thank y'all all so much for watching and tuning in. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us about any designs. But yeah, we'll just about end it there. All right. Bye.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.